Most people believe that if you study hard, get a good job, and work your whole life, money problems will eventually disappear. Rich Dad, Poor Dad destroys this belief in the first few pages and replaces it with a much more uncomfortable truth. The system most people trust is the reason they stay broke. Robert Kiyosaki didn't grow up rich, but he grew up watching two completely different philosophies about money collide. One father was highly educated, respected, and financially stressed for most of his life. The other had no college degree, made risky decisions, and built wealth by understanding how money actually works. This book is not about motivation or hustle. It's about why smart, hardworking people keep losing the money game without even realizing they are playing it. Two mindsets that shape your life. Kiyosaki explains that money problems don't start with income. They start with thinking. His poor dad believed that safety was the highest goal, that mistakes were dangerous, and that a steady paycheck meant success. Whenever money came up, his answer was simple: I can't afford it. The rich dad thought the opposite way. He believed that avoiding mistakes was far more dangerous than making them, and that depending on a salary was the biggest risk of all. Instead of shutting his mind down with "I can't afford it," he forced his brain to work by asking a different question. How can I afford it? That question doesn't magically give you money, but it changes how you see opportunities, risk, and your own responsibility for your financial future. Assets, liabilities, and the biggest lie. The central idea of the book is simple, but most people never truly understand it. An asset puts money into your pocket, and a liability takes money out of it. That's it. Yet society teaches us the opposite. We are told that buying a house, upgrading our car, and increasing our lifestyle means we are moving forward, while in reality many people are slowly trapping themselves in higher expenses and longer working hours. Kiyosaki argues that a home you live in is not an asset if it constantly demands mortgage payments, maintenance, and taxes. A car is not an asset if it loses value while draining your monthly income. They may bring comfort, but comfort is not the same as financial freedom. Wealthy people focus on acquiring assets first and lifestyle later. Most people do it in reverse and wonder why they feel stuck. The rat race no one talks about. The book describes modern life as a cycle that quietly traps millions of people. You get a job to feel secure. Your income rises, and so do your expenses. Soon, fear replaces freedom, and decisions are no longer made based on desire, but survival. The problem is not laziness or lack of talent. The problem is dependence. When your entire life depends on a paycheck, you avoid risk, suppress creativity, and slowly trade your time for the illusion of safety. Kiyosaki calls this the rat race, not because people are stupid, but because they never stop running long enough to question the rules of the game. Fear, failure, and why most people never win. According to the book, two emotions control financial decisions more than logic ever will: fear and greed. Fear of losing money, fear of looking foolish, fear of being judged. Because of this fear, most people choose certainty over growth, even if certainty keeps them poor. Rich people are not fearless. They feel the same emotions, but they treat failure as information instead of a personal defeat. Kiyosaki makes it clear that the biggest financial risk is not losing money, but never learning how to manage it. Education over hard work. One of the most controversial ideas in the book is that hard work alone will never make you rich. Hard work without financial intelligence only makes you better at running in circles. Financial education means understanding how money flows, how taxes work, and how assets are built over time. It means choosing jobs that teach skills, not just provide income, and using work as a training ground rather than a lifetime sentence. The goal is not to quit working, but to stop being dependent on work. The real lesson. Rich Dad, Poor Dad doesn't promise wealth. It offers something far more dangerous: awareness. Once you start thinking in terms of assets, systems, and long-term control, it becomes impossible to go back to blind consumption and paycheck dependency. You stop asking how to earn more money and start asking how to stop needing it. Final thought. In the end, the book asks one uncomfortable question. If your salary disappeared tomorrow, would your life collapse or continue? Because real wealth is not measured by income, but by how long you can live without working.